Saudi Arabia has significant political and economic influence that enables it to play a key role in the Palestinian cause. However, any support must be carefully planned, especially given the complexities of the Palestinian landscape, where extremist groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad clash with the Palestinian Authority, which suffers from corruption and mismanagement. 1. Supporting the Palestinian people, not the factions. Saudi Arabia can direct its support to the Palestinian people rather than political or military factions through humanitarian and developmental aid, investing in infrastructure, healthcare, and education in the West Bank and Gaza to ensure funds reach the people rather than armed groups. Boosting economic projects, supporting the Palestinian private sector, and funding initiatives that create jobs, reducing dependence on factions for livelihoods. 2. Pressuring for Palestinian Authority reforms. The Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, and the Palestinian Authority, PA, suffer from deep-rooted corruption. Saudi Arabia can play a role by pressuring Palestinian leadership for reforms, including holding presidential and legislative elections. Coordinating with Arab countries to enforce stricter conditions on financial aid to the PA, ensuring it is tied to better governance and transparency. Encouraging new Palestinian leadership that genuinely represents the people's needs, rather than relying on traditional corrupt figures. 3. Reducing the influence of Hamas and Islamic Jihad. Saudi Arabia views Hamas and Islamic Jihad as movements tied to Iran's regional ambitions. To counter their influence, it can support political alternatives to Hamas in Gaza, strengthening Palestinian civil society. Work to curb financial support for Hamas from Iran, Turkey, and Qatar through stronger Arab coordination. Encourage security arrangements between Egypt and the Palestinian Authority to contain Hamas's military activities and prevent Gaza from becoming an Iranian proxy. 4. Using normalization to pressure Israel. With ongoing discussions about potential Saudi-Israeli normalization, Saudi Arabia can make any progress in relations conditional on Israeli concessions to Palestinians, such as halting settlement expansion in the West Bank, improving humanitarian conditions in Gaza without benefiting Hamas, reviving the two-state solution in a practical, actionable way rather than as a mere political slogan. Conclusion: Saudi Arabia can effectively support Palestinians through an approach focused on development and political reform, rather than funding rival factions. By pressuring the Palestinian Authority for reforms, weakening Hamas and Islamic Jihad, and linking normalization with Israel to Palestinian gains, the kingdom can provide meaningful assistance without falling into the trap of financing corruption or extremism.